right, welcome back. We are working on our farming game. Voila, this is where we left off. We're on part 2. I'll go ahead and run the game and demonstrate where we left off. So we have growing that happens every 1 second. We'll use a timer for that. We can plant crops. Or more specifically, we can plant the seeds, which grow into crops. We can harvest by going over a fully grown crop. We keep track of how many crops we currently have planted as well as harvested. We only have 1 crop right now. The crops plant, or we interact with the crops by just holding down the mouse button. You can click. So we have that going. I'm just kind of getting a feel for things right now. So it definitely needs some life. For the actual game, everything's probably growing too quickly. Okay. So what should I work on right now? I feel like the fill tools might be good. I might find some sound effects. Let me check my game art. I think I have audio. Yeah, we don't need the echo, so I'll keep that off. Don't want that. I don't know what those SFK files are. I'm just gonna. And they probably won't even transfer in. But so what I'm gonna do is take all of those. I'm gonna do a new folder called sounds. I'm just gonna drag that in there. And let's see. Then what I want to do, probably on crops. And a const plant. I'm just going to preload all of these. Or at least I'll do a few of them. And we can use that get sound effect layer. Actually, you know what? Let's put that on the planting. Really trying to lean up my scripts. The more I work on games, just makes things a lot easier to work on. Planting and think play is built in. Yeah. That's this. Okay. We can try and override it. This would be like position. Let's check that out. Zero point zero. Okay. Okay, so we can't do that. We can just do like play custom. That's gonna call play. We're gonna set the stream equals no, we can do landing sounds dot random, pick random. So I'll pick a random sound for the stream and play it. Instead of that, I want to do util.play audio, play varied pitch, 2D. Maybe on self. You don't have to worry about that. If you're following along, just call play. But I'm doing this. I believe this function is on my GitHub. I can put a link to that. If I forget, just let me know. But basically, it randomizes the pitch every time you play it. You can also set a base range for how far away from the 0 that pitch is going to be. So now crops can get excuse me. I might need to take some cough medicine again. Now we can do this. Planting. Actually, I might. Do this. Just that way we get autocomplete. And then whenever we plant, play custom. That should work. It's definitely playing. It's just too fast. We could try a delay on it. And then we do if so we're only going to play the sound. I don't like like that sound in there. So let's change that to 4. Let's see what 4 is like. That's 5. 5 sounds good. Let's just do 5. It's maybe a bit much. Oh, we can get some music too. Oh, I forgot there are regular audio stream players. That's actually what I want. I don't need directional sound. Let me just update that and update that. Okay, that should be good, I think. Yeah. Now we're going to call this music. And I might just have to pause. I'll go to this real quick. I'm still here. I'm just picking a soundtrack. I have to go through some of my my folders here. We can try that for now. Autoplay. Okay, cool. So we should have music. I try increasing that delay. I can't tell if the delay is actually updating on that. Oh, it is. No, it's not. What's going on there? Oh, this is wrong. Let's go back to that. Yeah, it's definitely working now. It's one of those sounds I don't like in there. That one's a bit too much. Let's just roll with that for now. I mean, these are kind of temporary anyway. Let's reload. Yeah, it's kind of better. See if that updates in real time. It does. I don't think our Pitch variance is working. Put a high number to see. You can't tell. I definitely want to get a cursor in. Check game art. Should just have one. I have an 8x8 grid cursor. We could get that. Let's rename that. We go to art, we can pop that in there. But I also want an arrow cursor, which I'll probably find. Looks like I was using this kind of cursor, actually. That's an idea. How about let's make that. I don't know if I've made it already, but so first I'm gonna Control Shift S. We want to make a copy of it, and corners. We'll call this corners. All right, so now make sure we're working on that. We're not editing the original. Make sure I'm in the brush tool. I'm just gonna do this kind of style. And we'll save that. Excuse me. Get that in there. All right, now the cursor, I think I've made it before, but I'm just going to make it brand new. Make this a new scene. It's going to be 2D. We're going to change type to a sprite. Call this grid cursor. And so let me make sure I haven't made this before. I mean, I know I've made it before, I just not in Godot 4. So we'll do it brand new. You can just drag that up there. You can see it gets placed on. We go to offset, turn off centered, because we want it aligned to the grid. I'm going to give it a script, make sure it's empty, looks good. So the main thing is that we need to track the position of the mouse. And if you remember from the previous video, we used a function called get global mouse position. So basically we want our position, I guess global, I don't know if it, yeah, global position equals that. But then we also want to clamp it. And I'm going to have to double check. I totally forget how to clamp it to a grid. So I'm just going to Google it. So if we do like Godot for clamp cursor to grid, let's see if that comes up. Yeah, snap to grid. It's probably called snapped. Oh, yeah, we could do that. Excuse me. Sorry. Oops. So we can snap it, and then I think if we do global dot cell size. Excuse me. Oh man, I might take a minute just to get that medicine. So that cell size matches. We can save that grid cursor. That's good. That might actually be all we need right now. All right. So what? I didn't put it in the scene. Pro tip: you got to put the node in the scene for it to work. Now, I'm actually going to put this in utility because it's something that I can use in a lot of projects. It's a very simple code setup, as you can see, but okay, why is this not? There we go. I tend to like my music at the very end, and we'll put this up here before the GUI. So the GUI, it's just like even though the GUI will always draw on top, I like it that way. So we can see it's offset a bit. I'm not totally sure why that's happening. So let's go back to grid cursor. What we might have to do is Marcel. You know what the problem is? I think snapped rounds it up. Yeah. So I need to round down. I think I can do that. Jeez, what a pain in the butt. This is so sloppy, but it should work. Let me just do the same thing for Y. And actually, that should be enough. Let's see if it works. Let's try applying. Hey now. Hey now. We've got code. Alright, beautiful. Yeah, I like that. Definitely need a few more footstep sounds. Let's get 8 and 9 in there. Pro tip, always end your arrays with a comma, so it's easy to add on. That looks pretty good. I might actually look at older farming games I've done to appropriate their sound. But I think I did something similar to this. Right, so our grid cursor looks pretty good. It's snapping to the grid. I now want a mouse cursor. And so that's also going to go in utility. This is going to be a sprite 2D. Oh no. Do it down here. Scene 2D, and we're going to call it mouse cursor. Looks good. Change this sprite. Mouse cursor. And that looks good. Not using delta here. It's going to be very similar, except that's all we need because we're not snapping it to a grid. This is going to follow the cursor. I'm not sure. I mean, I could double check in here. I'm not sure where my other cursor would be. Farming new. I'll see it in there. That one, let's. This one was kind of funny. Oh, wow, I made a cute little farmhouse. I forgot about that. That was kind of nice. The farmer was really janky. I know it's all anti-aliased. Okay, so my cursor was up here on this one. It's just a simple triangle. And that's brought over from Untitled Nature Game. Which those are cool. Anyway, let's just make a new one. I think I'm going to do... Let's just do 8x8. And... yeah, it's just going to be that. Maybe it needs to be different from the grid cursor. Maybe the grid cursor should be different. I'm going to call this mouse cursor, and we can go right in the main file. And I'll do Control-Shift-S and do a ping. Close that out. I don't need that. Go to art. Which reminds me, those actually need to be in there. And we'll get that pointer in there. And then we can give that to the mouse cursor. Same thing, offset, we don't want it centered. I think that's correct. So if we plop that into the game world, I don't know why what's wrong. Oh, I'm trying to drag the script. Oh, I just gave world the mouse cursor script, so we have to make sure we fix that. There we go. All right. And then the last thing we want to do is turn off the mouse. Now this, I think we do in here. I have to go to Google. Input mouse mode. Okay, easy. You only want to call that once. So now that should hide the mouse. See, it hides the system mouse and gives us that. I think this works right, yeah. Cool. I think the grid cursor, I actually want to go and make this probably like a light gray or semi-transparent. I do want to kind of keep this simple. So I don't know if I want to use things like transparency, but yeah, it's kind of nice. It certainly makes it easier for prototyping. Maybe even go a little bit less. Classic 69. When in doubt, if your number's around 69, just use that. Whee! This is kind of trippy. I'm actually enjoying just kind of rolling through these. I want to try with a slower growth. Try doubling it. Actually turn off the mic. Oh, I'm so sorry. I left it on this. Oh my gosh. Oh crap. Alright, I'll show you what I was working on. But okay, so I'll show you what I did. I'm so sorry. I think I just made the grid cursor and the mouse cursor. That's just a simple 8x8 file. Fill in the corners like that. Use whatever image editor you like. Here's the code. You can pause and copy that down. Basically, we get the global mouse position and set it to the cursor's position, or set the cursor's position to that. Let me sit up. Then I manually floor the global position. Then we just make sure it's snapped to the cell size. I'm not sure, there might be a better way to do it, but this works. And then we have the mouse cursor, which all we do is on ready, we hide the system mouse, which is this caret, you know, the thing that I'm moving around right now. And then in process, we're just setting global position to the global mouse position. So it's basically like the global or the grid cursor, but with a lot less steps. And then we just drag them into our scene. Make sure they're drawing in the proper areas. I might even put the mouse cursor onto my GUI, and then I can use that. Actually, I'll do that right now. That way it'll, like when we're in the menus, if we have anything like that, it'll draw, you know, we can use that same mouse cursor for that. It's kind of like a global cursor setup. And the music, I just dragged it onto here. That's all you have to do. Set it to autoplay. And I think that's everything I did while I had the screen covered. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments and I'll get right back to you and I'll cover that. But anyway, what I wanted to do was I'm going to turn off the mic just so you can hear the game audio. And then I'll switch. All right, so that was the game so far. Now you can hear the sound better that way instead of just whatever makes it to the microphone from my speakers. So I think what I want to do now is get some keyboard functions here. For that, we're going to use unhandled key input. And I'm going to do, I might just do EV, sure. Put event equals event. I do that so that I get autocomplete on the event because it should be input event key. I filed a GitHub, I don't know what the hell it's called, error, but they said it would be too much work to change. But if you're in Godot 3, this will be an input event key. And then what we can do is match, or no, first check if ev.pressed. Then we want it, or sorry, if not, at the top. Also, we should set, I want to handle that input. Oops. Excuse me. We want to do a match ev.scanCode. I think they call it key code now. Yeah. And that's going to be a key P and key H. With P, I want to plant on all. So we'll do something like for no. Let's do harvest first. That's going to be easier. I'm going to have to do some math for the planning. It's not complicated, but basically I want to interact with the entire grid. So for cell and get used cells. We do if get cell. No. Let me look at try harvest. So we can do try harvest. And so if we just run that, and then I wait until we have, like I'm pressing H now, it's not doing anything. But if these are ready, watch what happens when I press H. See, we harvested all of those. Now what I want to do is slow this down. And to do that, I'm going to add, we're going to return a Boolean. Down here we'll return false, and then we have to put bool. So we're returning true if we harvest, otherwise it's going to be false. And then we can use that up here. Do if try harvest. Then we want to wait, and we're going to do create timer. And I think like 0.05. And dot timeout. So now watch what will happen when that's ready. Interesting. So this Godot 4 apparently does not sort these. In Godot 3, I remember when I would call this, it would always be from top left to bottom right. Interesting. Now I wonder if it's going to do that. Let's go back to 1 so we get faster feedback. I wonder if if we add stuff at runtime, if it's going to do the same thing. Right, so interesting. It tracks the order in which you plant it. That's kind of cool. But I'll probably want to add a sort function. Like, watch, if I do something like this. Then we wait till everything's growing. Oops. See, it follows the path. That's interesting. And so I'm guessing at runtime, this is just made at random, or maybe it's tracking how it's placed with the rectangle tool. I don't know. So let me make a note. Go back to crops. Now here we want to plant in every open cell. So we have to figure out the area in cells, which shouldn't be too bad. I think it's just like cell area equals globals.game divided by globals.game cell size. We can actually just use cell area. Why am I not getting cell size? Did they change it in the tile map? Oh, because it's in the tile set. We can just use this then. And for cell in for x in cell x, for y in cell area dot y. We want to do set cell to I x y and just 0. Let's see if that works. I'm going to press P. All right, so we didn't add a delay, which is why it happened immediately. I normally go left to right. Yeah, you can tap H to get multiple iterations going to speed it up. Else, so we need an else. That's like a catch-all, so anything else. So there we go. It'll just return. Okay, now for planning, we want to do the same thing. Probably. Yeah, I think I like it better that way. That way we'll do the rows first. Now we do need to check. This should actually just be plant. That way it'll only plant if there's nothing there. Weird. Try restart. We definitely need a harvest sound. So for that, I think I'm going to go here again. And hopefully I don't forget. Let's see. These pops could be good. Oh no, I just exited Godot. I have to close out of VLC. No. Okay, come on now. Okay. So I'm gonna rock all of those. And let's see, are these looping? They're not, so that's good. Now I want to go to crops. I can turn this back on. And I think kind of like what we did with planning. Maybe call this like on-stream player. Let's just call it sound randomized. I have an idea. No, I'm trying to get too fancy with it. Let's just duplicate that. Should I have the sounds all in one? Yeah, let's do that. Call this it's a little sloppy here, but let's call it sounds. You know, I think we can make this reusable. Let's see if I can do that in here. We can. And I'm gonna even make it. Yeah. So now we call this like audio player random. Let's make a new. That's fine. Or whatever. What did I have? 0.1. So let's give this script. All right, beautiful. Go on utility. Want this whole thing to be in utility. All right, cool. Now Sounds. We do if sounds. And so harvesting. We're just doing that. Planting. Sorry, actually, this is planting. And I'll walk through this again. I want to make sure. Okay, good. Now harvesting will look like that, but we're just going to swap out the sounds. So we're going to be using these pop sounds. So what I'm going to do is delete that. Then in world, or sorry, crops, this will be audio player randomize. I'm going to copy this for harvest. And so basically we're going to delete these. These are now going to be pulling from that. Do planting, harvesting. We just want to override these. I think this is the problem. Why is it null? Oh. Maybe that's why? I don't know. You're in the wrong spot. There we go. We just have to put the code to play harvesting. Let's change that. That's just kind of nice because it splits up all the sound code. So definitely want to turn that down a bit. Planning, I do the same thing. Oh, that's an infinite loop, I think. No, only if we harvest. I don't know. Not sure what happened there. Let's figure out why we can't speed up plant. Ah, we're not checking if plant. So plant. My Godot just freeze. Come on. I think we can actually just return plant. See, now I can speed it up. We can start another loop. I also get harvest loops going. I'm pressing both keys. Cool. So I've not done these in Godot 4. Let's see. I'm gonna make some particles and hmm. This will need to be half of the height. Should be what, 90? Well, there you have it. That's easy rain. But I wanted like a dust. I might save this as in the main, make a new folder for particles. Just call this rain. I'll come back and modify that later if we want to use rain. What I want to do is make this unique. I'm going to save this as dust. I just wanted some kind of light floaty dust effects. Angle, let's see. Angle, I think that's for rotation of the pixels. We don't want to mess with that. Velocity. So the main thing I want is I need to mess with gravity. That's just probably going to be like -20. We want it to kind of be floaty. And maybe it, I don't know. We could get it to have some kind of like randomness on the X. So we could turn these off. Something. That's kind of interesting. It's just a little bit much. Definitely like a little bit of that. I'm not even going to explain what we're exactly doing here, because for me it's pretty much trial and error. You can kind of just visualize what's happening there. And so color curves, we can change that. We can make this kind of, I almost want like something kind of nice, slightly opaque. And so we could ramp the color. I also probably want less of these. And we're going to want, there's a way that you can have it like start beforehand. Display. That's right, they have collision on now. That's cool. That's interesting. Maybe spawn? I don't see anything there. That's what I thought. That's kind of funny. That's nice. You could play with that over time. You could scale things. Scale over velocity. Hmm. You could probably use this to fade it out over time. Anyway, let's see what that looks like in game at full screen. Oh man, eyes are itching. So it's not that nice because we don't have subpixel movement. So for this game, I might actually try on display. I might try using canvas items. Let's see if that fixes that. That does. You can see how smooth these are now. I like that better. So basically, by switching that to canvas items for the stretch, it gives us subpixels, which gives us smoother movement. Otherwise, it's going to clamp each pixel to like the actual viewport of the game, which is 320 by 180. So instead of just like stretching the existing pixels and locking it to that pixel grid, we're now actually running at the resolution that my monitor is set at, which is full HD. It's not like a super anything crazy like 2K or 4K or 8K. Just your standard full HD. But you can see how much smoother that is. It's a lot nicer, less jarring. Feels more like a modern game. But I do want to keep a lot of retro influences here. So we got some fun stuff in today. I don't think I'm done yet. Just kind of like trying to verbalize what we've done. We got the cursors in, we got sound effects, we have particles, we have this automated planting and harvesting, which is nice. We tested it to get the right timing. Let's take a press plan again. Let's just get that finished. I think I want to have a, for lack of a better term, a kill command. And so that'll check if we're running any of these. Or what we can just do is have a variable like kill. Where we set this to true. And then we do up here if kill, then we break. Also, I want to actually handle this input up here before we do any of that. We can keep that there for now. Now kill. You know what? We'll put it back. Screw it. We can just put it in all these. So if kill, we break. If kill, break. And so how do I flag that back? I just give it its own weight. It's always longer, a little bit longer, like 0.75 than any of the, or we can do like that. And I think what we're going to need is a auto. And so we're going to use that for our timers. Down here, this would be that plus 0.045. Just to make sure we're always a little bit beyond it. I might even go a little bit more. Do something like that. So now if I start running the auto, and I press K, you can see it stops it. So that's nice if you kind of like just need to get them stopped. Okay, cool. So like, and the I might as well plant on and okay, good. All right, what was I saying I wanted to add? Probably debris. I think debris will be fun. Music and sound effects. You know what? Let's do. We can just leave that because we're going to need that as we add in new features. This looks pretty good. We definitely modify the dust particles. Call it tune dust particles. Weather. We could make that. That'll basically just be. We can stop this from running for now. So first off, let's call this dust. In here, I'm going to make another GPU particles. And I think we'll draw that one over the dust. It's going to be called weather. And I think by default, we're going to give it rain. 20. Something like that. Weather I might just bump up a little bit. We can open up rain and then modify its color. We can give it a nice blue hue. A little bit transparent. And maybe just turn off dust so we can focus on the rain for a sec. Let me see what that looks like. I mean, I remember in other games I made, the dust was like the dust and the rain and other weather effects were all mutually exclusive. So you would never have more than one at a time. And my thought process was that the rain would probably make the environment not dusty. Right, because water, would you say inhibits or prohibits dust? We could like get real crazy with the 3000. Oh my gosh, let's see what that looks like. Oh my gosh. And so that's something you can do. You can modify how many particles are showing up, the intensity of it. That's probably something we'll do in code. So we have different levels of rain. For now, I'm just going to rock the weather or the dust. We can get weather going later. I think dust, I want a different color on that. Yeah, something like that. That's nice. Maybe moving just a little bit fast. Maybe their lifetime needs to be longer. I just don't know where it is in this. Oh. I'm just not seeing lifetime. Let's check this out. Lifetime's there. It might be down here. Here we go. Pre-process, that's what we want. Just pull that down a bit. Just getting too much speed somewhere. I don't know what got messed up here. I just realized, since we're using subpixels, we can actually do that. Have some variation in this. And then we could like increase that. Yeah, I think that's better. Might as well take advantage of the subpixels when you have it. Maybe just a little bit too hard to see now. Just too fast. Could be good. And then we can, I think we just want this. So if we find that curve texture, Oh, let me do that. You know, like probably something like this. Yeah, it's actually really nice. And so these are all going to fade in and out. Yeah, that, that looks so much better. Instead of that like sharp, just cut off. We could probably extend the lifetime of these and the randomness. That looks nice. And just out of curiosity, I might reset our scale. No, I think I like it how we had it. Ah! Let's maybe do... Let's go back. Growth, let's slow that down. Might be time to get a day-night cycle in here. I'm really enjoying this process. And so you can see with the day-night cycle, you can tint the whole scene. Now, I don't think it's going to do anything to a black background. Because remember that black is just not going to change. But basically what we want to do is we need to get a gradient texture that we can then use, or just a gradient, I don't remember exactly. But we can use that to modify the color over time. Plus day-night cycle, like that. It's going to need a script. I've done this before, but I'm probably just going to I'm probably just going to go copy the code that I already have because I don't feel like remaking this. And I think we're going to be in... It's probably in one of these. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at that. We'll see if that code's all right. It's going to be... And so I'm going to need that. See if that even works for this. What does this have? It's just the modulate. Okay. So that's good. That gradient texture still works. Let's It's going to be a wait. And it's going to be get tree. Actually, it's get viewport now, I think. That process tree. No, it is still get tree. Now find gradient texture in the. So connect is different. It's going to be find tick.connect. That. Let's just comment that out right now. Gradient texture 1D. All right, let's see if that just works. I'll crank up the speed here so we can really see it. Interpolate color space. Might be get color or sample. I think we're looking at sample. Let's see. I think it's working. I'm gonna really crank it up. You can see we're in nighttime. Daytime around noon. All right, cool. So we know it works. I'm just gonna try slowing it down until I find the right. All right, cool. I don't think I want a clock. I don't like seeing the clock tick. All right, I think we're in good shape here. I'm gonna log off there. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I overlooked anything. I know I had the starting soon window up, so definitely let me know if I missed anything when I came back from that. All right, good luck making your game. I'll see you next time.